Hello walkers, and welcome back to City Walks, what am I calling this? A relaxed travel channel, a virtual treadmill travel walk, sorry. A lot of keywords in there. My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide, which I always like to caveat with the fact that I'm not actually a guide because we're actually more of a co-discoverer here. Trying to get my camera to work the way I want it to, because I don't know all the details here. I did a little research, and I've certainly been here 40 years ago, and I like to have discoveries and notice things and share these with you. I think that's a lot of fun, and it's going to be sort of a slow meander through downtown from where we are now. Oh, did I tell you? We're in Raleigh, North Carolina. I told you my name. It is about 46 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Celsius. We're on Jones Street here at the North Carolina Nature Museum, or Natural History Museum, as well as the History Museum, I think, is this other one. But they've got this super cool, massive globe structure. It's probably, I don't know, 30 feet, 40 feet tall. Super cool. So we're gonna come over up Salisbury towards the state capitol, but I feel like I've got some other things to say. Oh yeah, thank you to our Patreon supporters. Your support is not only financially helpful, but really a great encouragement, moral encouragement, to know that these walks are helpful and valuable to you guys, and it just makes me excited about getting out here and filming more. I'm not sure, I think that museum over there is a history museum, and this is the Museum of Natural Sciences, and this is, at least in part, a nature research center and museum and coffee shop. And after that, I'm not really sure what's going on here. It is a misty day, so hopefully we won't get too much moisture on the lens here. It is humid and chilly. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That helps me and the channel. Lets YouTube know that you guys find this valuable, and also lets you know, if you click the bell, you should probably get a notification when we drop new videos, which should be every Monday and Thursday, but sometimes I do a live stream or, you know, a little add-on bonus video. Comments. I love getting your comments. Love interacting with you guys and hearing about what you value. Love hearing about your personal stories, your triumphs, your travails, your additions, and even your corrections. It's just a point of connection for me, and I really enjoy that. So please leave comments. Okay, I grew up in Wilmington. If you've been watching, you know that, because I just did a couple walks out at Riceville Beach and a couple walks downtown in Wilmington. But we would come, I think we came here a few times on family trips and school field trips down, you know, because it is, oh, here's the Department of Justice and also Education. I'm not really sure. One of my foibles here on this channel is that I'm kind of easily distracted. I like to talk and have a conversation with you guys, but then I'll break into that and talk about something that I've just noticed or that I think is interesting. So hopefully you guys can forgive that. Cross over. Coming up Salisbury here, Salisbury and Edenton. And this should be the Capitol building over here that we'll walk up to. We've got some older buildings. Raleigh is 474,000 people in the city proper. The metro or research triangle area, which I'll discuss in a second, has, I don't know, 2 to 3 million. The research triangle is a sort of geographic triangle between Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. And I think it was started back in 1854 with the Technology or Research Development Park or something. Anyway, it's referred to as the Research Triangle now. Raleigh is home to North Carolina State University. Durham, about 20-30 miles away, is home to Duke. And then Chapel Hill is home to University of North Carolina, aka the Tar Heels. Raleigh is named for Sir Walter Raleigh, back in the day, who funded the Lost Colony, and which was a colony that kind of just disappeared on the coast of North Carolina in 1600s sometime. What else can I tell you about Raleigh? It's, I guess, one of the first planned cities. I'm going to slow down here and show you guys around. I missed looking at there it is, Hillsborough Street. Oh, the Oak City, I think, because they have all these oaks that they planted and kept in the downtown area, supposedly, which I was noticing when I was over in, look at these trees, these are fantastic. Over in Charlotte, the downtown had all these great trees. I don't know what kind they were, but didn't really notice. But it just really added something to the city. It just made it so much more organic and, I'd say, livable, but I've never lived there. Look at that massive magnolia tree. That is awesome. We had, in Wilmington where I lived, we had 2. They were about half that size, and they were still massive, and they were fantastic. I'm gonna have to keep on this screen, I guess, as I'm gonna give a little swipe. Sorry about that. As the mist continues to come down. It's a very nice city. It's fairly quiet today. I didn't tell you what time it is. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. So people are out working in their offices, so not out. Sorry. I think this is an oak tree. But there's traffic around. We came up through I-40, Interstate 40 from Wilmington, and really wasn't that busy at all. Now I'm gonna go over this way. This is Fayetteville Street and Morgan, the corner of. Well, I guess I don't have to go down there, but we'll wend our way back and forth, so I might as well go down here. There's a great sign down here about President Johnson. So North Carolina is home to a bunch of presidents, or what has been. Cross over here. One of whom was Andrew Johnson, apparently. There's a sign up here that says Andrew Johnson, President of the United States, was born about a mile northeast of here in a kitchen, which seems oddly specific, but I guess it illustrates his humble origins, maybe? When I was growing up, he is known as the only president to have been impeached. That is no longer the case. There's been 3 of them now. Here we go. 1808, 1875. There's your placard. Sorry to be swinging you about. This is Wilmington Street. We came in on this way. There are a lot of cool trees along here. I have to imagine that in the summer, it is, well, in addition to being hot and humid, fairly shady, which is nice. What's going on here? But interesting structure over there. I guess this stairway to a parking garage. Ooh, somebody's cooking. It smells good down here. Coming up on Hargett Street, Hargett. I had an umbrella, but we don't normally film in the rain, so it's usually either super rainy or not at all for us. It's a kind of a cool old looking block of buildings. We're gonna go to the right. Excuse me.
What's up, man? Why are you recording me? What you doing?
Not you, man. Just the street. Raleigh Times over there. Try not to focus on any one person, and I certainly respect that guy's desire to not be filmed, or to be at least know why he's being filmed. So if I can remember, I will blur him out before posting. Hopefully I can do that. I don't want to impinge anybody's privacy. Coming back to Fayetteville. I don't know what building this is. Wells Fargo, I guess. Makes sense. So I think we'll wind our way back and forth, and then we'll come back up Fayetteville to the Capitol. How's that sound? Should get us a good walk. I looked these up. These trees were in Augusta, I think. They're like a Chinese elm. I love the pattern of the bark, the colors. It's really pretty. Coming up on Salisbury. That's how I pronounce it, Salisbury. Ooh. Maybe go down another block here. It is a nice leafy place. Not sure if this is sort of the center of social action down here or not. coming up on McDowell. Somewhere over in this direction, south, maybe it's the other direction. NC State is around here somewhere. Cross down. Curious about this park over here. See, it's a nice green, well-maintained, treed park. Kind of like that. We are on this massive, well, I call it massive. Basically, it was turning into a 3-week road trip. My son and I. We started off in Montana, of course, hold on. William Holden was an editor and provisional governor, elected governor, and impeached and removed in 1871. I'm not sure what the story of that was. It's probably not even a laughing thing, but anyway, we're on this big road trip. From there, we went down to South Carolina and then up through North Carolina, and now we're headed up to DC, well, Northern Virginia, and then we're gonna head home. It's been a lot of fun doing these walks, and I'll be doing a few more, of course. Look at the colors of those trees over there. It's red and yellow. I like that. There's just sort of the shade, and I don't know, what is it about that structure that's so nice, so pleasing. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting up to DC and doing some walks in there, and possibly a couple in Northern Virginia. But I'm also kind of looking forward to getting home. Here's the Wake County Justice Center. So in addition to being the state capital, it is the county seat. And if you're not familiar with U.S. governmental organizational structures or hierarchical structures, the county seat is the capital of the county, which is a subunit of the state. The state being a subunit of the federal government or the nation. But a lot of the states here, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but here the states have a lot of sovereignty and autonomy, that are a lot of things that are reserved specifically for them. In fact, it states that in the U.S. Constitution, that all other rights are reserved for the states. So anyway, that's a little bit of a U.S. civics lesson. The NC State mascot is the wolf pack. Strength in the pack. Didn't call out the street name, forgot to look, but we're coming back up on Salisbury, so hopefully I'll get a glimpse of what the street we're currently on is. Martin. Look at that thing. That building is a little bleak. It's the county courthouse. Look at that. I missed out on some, I'm gonna cross over. Nice mural. That's all right. This is the PNC building. I think PNC is a bank. I don't know what it stands for. Look at this. It's kind of a neat restaurant. Garland. About to cross Fayetteville. see the museum down there. No, it's a performing arts center. That's what it is. Mecca restaurant down there. Cool old sign. Looks like news trucks. Maybe for spies. Like these old buildings in here. They been turned into shops and restaurants and bars. And there's also a fair amount of residential stuff down here, which is good. And a couple parking garages as we make our right on Wilmington again. Red Hat. You know, I've seen that. We're also coming up on a building for Truist. And I've been meaning to look up what that is. It's a bank. Big banking company, I guess. We're gonna get into some music being thrown out into the street there. Old little pop music from the 80s. I think Red Hat used to be, I think, like a service company for Unix operating systems. Although it was more of a, I think Unix is public, what do we call that? It's freeware, open source. And they would help companies implement that system. It's quite the building. I remember they went public in the early 2000s. Big IPO. It's funny that I would know that, remember that. I remember coming out here too and going to the History Museum and getting these little toy bronze cannon. I kept those for years. Those were a lot of fun. Little miniature things. We are on Davie now. This looks like a fancy hotel. Guess maybe it used to be a fancy hotel. You can see it's boarded up, at least at the base level. Could use some work. For sure. We've got a good mural coming up here on the left too. I used to think murals were so they didn't appeal to me. I think partly because so many went up in the 60s and 70s and just sort of, they didn't age well and they weren't maintained. But I like the new ones. Really cool. Let's go take a look at this one. Pardon me, this is Salisbury again. It's from whence we came. This has some text on it, looks like. But I don't, is it dance? I don't know. It's on the Myriad Media building. Oh good, look what Alfred Williams and Company. I wonder if that is a performance company. As I wander and wonder my way around the city, if you know any of the answer to these things, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. I welcome any kind of additional info and any kind of, I'm curious about Myriad Media, info that I may have not realized. There. Must be a video source. They had a bunch of video cameras in the company in the window, and I always wonder about that. This is the Sheridan, by the way. This brick building. Oh, looks like maybe across the way too, that modern building. Huh. That's interesting. Anyway, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable in any way by filming inside without permission. I think that's not okay to do. There's a Residence Inn by Marriott down here, and then this massive building on the right too that looks like it might be some sort of, I'm gonna guess it's a theater, maybe an art museum. Let's find out. Coming up on Cabarrus, Cabarrus. No, it's the convention center. So, oh, look at this too. So, you know, a theater in a way, you know. Here's a statue of quite a flamboyant Raleigh. We'll go over and take a look real quick. There's definitely a memory of what he looked like that I picked up from school here. Obviously we studied, we all had to learn about him. I think he got beheaded, if I recall correctly. Here's the convention center window. I don't feel bad about that because it's not specific. It's a cool sculpture with guitar necks. Oh, look at this. Look what we find. This is one of the things I love doing, right? So somebody has left a painted rock in here. You can do it. And then it says Raleigh Rocks. Post to pick, keep, or rehide. I'm just gonna put it back because I think that's a sweet little Easter egg there. Super fun. All right, so we got the Marriott, all kinds of hotels here. Nice little garden. This is a pretty cool looking building too. It's always hard to know what's gonna age well and what's not. But this looks like a pretty cool design. You know, a little new, different, but not pushing it too far. Look, I'm gonna give you kind of a look of the skyline here. That's kind of a, you know, from that perspective, it doesn't feel that, it looks bigger than it feels. It feels like a smaller town, this Christmas decoration here. Coming up on Lenoir, or Lenoir, Lenoir. And of course we're walking along Salisbury still, Salisbury. The mist seems to have passed for a little while anyway. That's nice. Oop. This is the Residence Inn. Off to the right is the, we're at South Street here. We're gonna go kitty corner at some point. We don't get run over. And this is the Duke Energy Center for the Performing Arts. And I had forgotten what, Duke is a big name here. There's Duke University, there's Duke Energy. It's all over the place. To the best of my knowledge, not affiliated at all with the racist politician from, I think, Louisiana or Mississippi, named David Duke, who was infamous for a hot minute back in the 80s and 90s. It was, I just looked it up, and I want to get his name right. James Buchanan Duke, 1856 to 1925. He was a tobacco magnate as well as an electrical energy production magnate, and he's affiliated with Duke University. I think he helped found it, maybe, or fund it. But this is, and then there's the Duke Energy, which is a big energy production company here. And this is the Duke Energy Performing Arts Center, which is pretty cool. It's like they took a classic old building and made it modern, ripped out the guts and made it modern. But I think it says Raleigh Memorial Auditorium. I suspect that whole thing is new. Can't guarantee that, but some nice Christmas decorations and just really pleasant structure and building and little park associated with. Let's take a U-turn and let's head back. We'll just go along Fayetteville Street here and head back to the Capitol, and we'll see all the it's kind of the main street, and we crossed it a bunch, but you can see the Truist building over there. I have never heard of the Truist Bank, and they have all these massive buildings here in North Carolina. I wonder if it was a company that changed a name or rebranded. Anyway, we'll walk back to the Capitol and see some stuff as we come back to Lenoir. Now, obviously, there is much more to Raleigh than this downtown area, and maybe someday we'll come back and cover that too, but for now we're just gonna stay here in the downtown area. There is something pleasant about the lack of hustle and bustle. Now, they're in places like Charlotte or St. Louis, they are full-on busy, vibrant downtowns with lots of stuff going on, lots of people doing things and going around. And that's great because, you know, that level of excitement and vitality is necessary for success or progress or whatever. But just walking around, it's really nice to be walking here in Raleigh too, and it's just kind of laid back. People are going around doing their thing, but there's not thousands and thousands of people on the street. And again, that's great, you know, those cities are exciting, they're fun, but there's something nice about this too. Ooh, that's a cool little piece of art. Interesting. I don't see a plaque. I like that. Well, this is cool down here, this square. There's 4 columns down here. I think it's the Truist building on the left. And I'm not sure what's here on the right. We got First National Bank and some other things. But you can see these things. They look like they probably get lit up at night. Lots of leaves on them. Metal leaves. See, there's 4 of them. Looks like they maybe have speakers on them too. They probably, I have to assume that they'll close this off from time to time and turn it into pedestrian only. I love it when they look at these little lights here as well, the oak leaves. And you can see the trees that line the roads up here, the streets. Always get a lot of funny looks with this camera. Coming back up on Davie Street. Now this is that hotel, or I assumed it was a hotel because it's got that little roof thing, which I cannot remember the name of. And it looks like it used to be the Sir Walter. And I don't know if it's still being used, and it's just the, it's apartments. But the ground floor is kind of trashed, you know. Looks like they're redoing it. Looks pretty classy though, like it used to be. Oh, it's an elderly community. Maybe hopefully they're just reworking it. Coming up on Davies again.
Wait.
I'll wait. Curious about this building too. Looks like it's about 80 or 90 years old. Here we go. Let's cross over there and find out, because there's another cool building too I want to check out. Oh, that's the courthouse, but beyond the courthouse. That's the Waverly Aikens Wake County Office Building. Oh, Fayetteville. The reason I want to come over here is this kind of grass looking window treatments that are retro and cool and could have been replaced a long time ago, but they haven't been. They've been maintained. I like that. It's probably because it's a county building. There's something retro cool about that. At the news station over there. And then you got the county courthouse off to the left here. This imposing Legion of Doom looking structure. But this is the other one I was kind of curious about, which is probably also a county building. But we'll find out. I'm a little surprised. Well, let me put it this way. I think it would be super cool if they turned these few blocks into pedestrian zone. It's so close anyway. Oh, it's a federal building. Century Postal Station. A little surprised if that was still the case. But it does have a post office box. United States Bankruptcy Court. I think Raleigh is listed as one of the fastest growing cities in the country, or at least has been recently. Run across here, test this gimbal. Love these old buildings. Just the treatment of them, they're visually interesting compared to, at the street level, compared to some of these other buildings. I've said this before, this blue and white one is nice too. Good, right? A lot going on there. Royal Pierce. I like these old retro signs too. I'm gonna pop out here real quick. Right. That's empty, unfortunately, but I can see a fancy dress shop in there, or maybe a bar. Let's go take a look. It's got like some cool wood in there. You see this wood siding? I don't know. Coming back on Hargett Street. You can see that old building. That's nice. Pardon me. Ooh, I caught a light. Now I'm going to turn around. I don't remember if we came this way or not, but this building here I like. Isn't that funny? I have a building that I like. But I do. Big parking garage here. Guess when you're next to the Capitol building, you have to have parking. Some nice outdoor space here too. like that outdoor dining too. This sort of covered space, but it's open. It's hard to have that in Montana where we are. All right, I think we will swing around the other side of the Capitol. We came from over on the left before, and we'll go right. This is a pretty small building. I can't imagine that this is still where, well, I can't imagine. Still where the legislature meets. Maybe it's the executive branch now. Hit me up in the comments if you're from North Carolina and know some of the answers to this. I didn't really have good internet connection on the way in, so I didn't do as much research. I didn't read the full Wikipedia article. I love these trees. Aren't these trees great? Especially this one. Look at this one. Look at that. Oh. Big branching, shading trees. Like it's giving us a big old hug. Have my southern accent starting to creep back in a little bit. Which was never really strong, but wasn't nothing. All right, here are the presidents from North Carolina. Some bombards, not the people, these cannons. James K. Polk, James Knox Polk, Andrew Jackson, and Andrew Johnson. All presidents of the United States from a long time ago. I want to thank you guys for joining us here in Raleigh, North Carolina, capital of the state. Hope you enjoyed this walk, this meander through the downtown area, and I hope you will come back again. We're going to have more walks, as I mentioned earlier. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, especially the comments. I love those. But mainly come back again next time. Oh, you might tell your friends, you know, if they're on their treadmills and need something to do and watch. This can be kind of nice, I think. So I hear. Anyway, thanks. See you guys again soon. Till then, keep on stepping.